Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moon Podcast, and today we're gonna talk about LeBron James. So, the other night, after the Lakers beat the Trailblazers, LeBron James during his press conference, really didn't answer questions. He just comes out saying that why haven't you guys asked me about the Jerry Jones photo? And he goes off saying that when the whole Kyrie Irving situation happened, there was a whole lot of energy for that, and Kyrie explained who he was, and there was so much pushback, and LeBron saying that when black people mess up, it's all over the news, and it's really pushed to all the tabloids and everything like that, and it's nonstop coverage, right? So when we make a mistake, it's front and center, and there's just multiple outlets covering the story. He's asked questions about it. Other players are asked questions about it. Um, so he's upset with the media that he wasn't asked about the Jerry Jones photo, the photo that surfaced last week of showing a 14-year-old Jerry Jones in the back of a mob that was blocking or seemed to impeding the progress of some black kids trying to enter a high school during the segregation period. Around that time period in 1957, right? So you know, I mean, LeBron James, man, like first of all, he had a week to address this. Okay, he could have went on his own personal platform and really talked about this, but he chose not to. He chose to be quiet, and for whatever reason, LeBron James has woken up to talk about this. I think the backlash for him is that a lot of people really didn't like the fact of he didn't really say much initially when the Kyrie Irving situation was happening. Um, a lot of black people got on him about that. And I think it was justifiable. Um, LeBron James is always going to try to protect his image. He is the face of the league. Um, so there's two fronts there, right? He's trying to protect his image, but at the same time, black people want him to speak up and say something because, you are a prominent figure. You are the face of the NBA. LeBron James has done good work, in his own community. He has the I Promise school. I'm not going to sit here and say LeBron James hasn't done anything for black people in the community. He's done a lot. He's done a lot more than me, a lot more than a lot of other people. Um, but nonetheless, LeBron James has the resources and the means, and he has the platform to do those things, right? So but in this case though, man, I just think that LeBron James, man, you finally woke up, man. Like you asleep at the wheel. His statement, at the press conference, after that game is just like I didn't really care. People are like, oh yeah, LeBron James finally said something. The media now has been called to stand and answer for this because why haven't they asked LeBron James about the Jerry Jones photo? They always ask LeBron James about other issues outside of basketball and what are his thoughts. I get that, but coming from LeBron James, it's just like yo, like I said, it happened a week ago. Okay, and then now you come out wanting to take this strong stance. I don't know. All of a sudden, I don't know where it came from. Like it just seemed like it came out of nowhere. Um, but for LeBron James to do this, it's cool. I guess that you got the media to challenge them or whatever about this. But at the same time, it's like yo, like you don't talk really about other issues unless you feel comfortable about it, until everybody else has jumped in it. For this one, it seems like he's trying to like take charge of this one and trying to get like credibility back with the black people or the black community. You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, we know you don't like to talk on things. You want to wait for more information. He said that shit with Tamir Rice and stuff like that. So, I get it, but LeBron James seemed like, he's on the back end of his career, even though he's playing great and his numbers are still there. It's just kind of like now he's like trying to be this type of leader now, this social justice leader, and call attention to the media, and it's just kind of like, I don't care, you know, um, everybody on TV was like, oh yeah, Steve, good job for LeBron calling this out, and Stephen A. and Jay Will on that first take show. Like LeBron James does not need a stand ovation, man. Like he said something that other people were talking about when that photo came out, And again, and as for that photo, like, look, that was so many years ago with Jerry Jones. Yeah, he's done a lot for his black players and stuff like that. And I mean, look, we don't know what's in Jerry Jones' heart. We don't really know if he's changed or not, or if he's evolved or learned from or grew from it. I mean, that's up to Jerry Jones. And so far, it hasn't really been a lot of evidence. I mean, yeah, he wanted his players to stand for the anthem and didn't really talk much about the George Floyd thing, and was really not supportive of the Colin Kaepernick thing, and that's fine. That's his right. I mean, we may not like it as a community. Like, hey, you have all these black players. Why don't you help represent us or speak on some of our causes? Jerry Jones is just, he's an owner. He's not into getting into social issues. He doesn't want to, and that's his right. Whether we like it or not, I understand that. But for LeBron James to use that photo to take this kind of stance, I mean, we know how the world works. We know how the media works. Like when it comes to like black issues and stuff like that, they don't give a shit. They don't care. Like why? I mean, I mean, they won't. The media works when black people get in trouble, right? That's the more juicier stories. It's better than bringing up a photo from 1957 about Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah, I thought it should have gotten more attention. I thought it should have um, been at the forefront and open a dialogue and have a better in-depth discussion about it, and Jerry Jones to answer the questions on where his state of mind is now, and how does he feel with society and where it's evolved since that time period. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have been a nice dialogue and just to see where his mind's at, but we're not going to get that. I mean, and we know that. We already knew that. Once that photo came out, it was going to be brushed under the rug. It wasn't going to be, talked about much. So, I mean, for LeBron James to come out so strong about this, it just, that whole press conference is just weird. And I just don't think, I don't think that was a play in that moment to talk about it, or to bring it up or to make that kind of stance. You're better off just kind of using your own platform. And he has a show called The Shop on HBO. You could have used that to bring it up and talk about it in that way. But to just kind of grandstand after the game, it just kind of felt like it obviously was staged, at least for LeBron's camp. LeBron James not going to go out there randomly and say, "Oh no, he planned this well in advance." And he wanted to take his stance and talk about that in the media and criticize them for not bringing up that stupid photo of Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. That photo could be triggering for the black community, considering that how divisive and hurtful that time period was. But I mean, Jerry Jones in that photo looked like a bystander. People can change, people can evolve, people can grow, people can learn. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's up to society to determine, if we want to move past it, right? As a whole, not just black people included, right? So the media in general feels that they didn't really want to talk about that. It's better off just having more spicier stories when it comes to black people and our issues and troubles, and that's what it is. And for LeBron James to try to call it out, coming from him, just didn't seem right. Didn't seem authentic. It seemed like he's just trying to win points and score with the black community when I don't think it's really necessary. And LeBron James, I mean, he's had ample opportunities to discuss black issues and stuff like that, and he hasn't done it, or not in a timely manner, or when he does, it comes across as kind of weird and a little self-serving. But yeah, man. So, anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.